Customer reviews on Amazon.com or Walmart.com. Our made in the USA microwavable heat wraps, heatable neck pillows, and extra large body wraps are designed better for perfect support where and when you need it. Even while driving, Sunny Bay wraps will not burn and stay balanced to provide soothing hot or cold therapy to help treat temporary or chronic pain. And the best part? Sunny Bay quality products start at under $20. Join thousands of happy customers and see why Sunny Bay products have a lifetime 100% positive rating on both Amazon and Etsy. It's easy. Click Amazon or Walmart and search today for Sunny Bay.
Ocala Business Leaders Incorporated is a group of independent local firms providing a wide range of quality goods and services. Each firm strives to maintain the highest level of professional integrity and 100% customer satisfaction. When you're looking for goods and services, call a member of the Ocala Business Leaders, and we are confident you will be pleased with the results. If you are interested in becoming a member of the Ocala Business Leaders, join us at the Ocala Elks Lodge, 25th Avenue in Ocala, any Wednesday at 7 a.m. and enjoy a breakfast on us. For more information, check OcalaBusinessLeaders.com.
Hey, Grandpa.
Oh, hey, Grandpa. Hey, Grandpa.
Yes, buddy?
Can you take me fishing this weekend?
I'd love to.
Have you noticed a change in your hearing over the years? Missing the little things in life? Visit Beneficial Hearing in Ocala today. Their expert team of audiologists will make sure you never miss a moment. Call Beneficial Hearing today at 352-629-4418 or visit them online, beneficialhearing.com.
Just Shipped is expanding to its first retail location at the new Boulevard Market located on the corner of Bonnie Heath and 36th Avenue. Just Shipped will still offer the same all-inclusive services of packing and shipping your items. Don't want to get out of your car? You don't have to, because Just Shipped is offering curbside service. That's right, curbside service starting Saturday, November 7th. Go to justship.net for more information. Take the guesswork out of shipping with Just Shipped.
You're getting ready to move and you work hard. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. You need pros. Trained professional moving experts to do the heavy lifting for you. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. They care about your things as much as you do, and they do it fast and right. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. Visit twomeninatruck.com and get moving.
Two Men in a Truck.
Veterans Helping Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA. 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America.
Ocala's Appleton Museum of Art has reopened to all visitors. See the world-class permanent collection and special exhibits, including photographs by Bruce Mozart and mixed media by Christina Deanne. Hours are Thursday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Sundays, noon to 5 p.m. The museum is closed Mondays through Wednesdays. Masks are required, and visitor occupancy is being monitored. For more information, visit appletonmuseum.org.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. In addition to our pasture mowing and tractor services, including zero-turn mowers for your fence line finish, we also offer rototilling and fence row spraying. We are family-owned and operated, licensed and insured, and farm-ready. Powell Gene, Gene, at yahoo.com, 352-629-2440. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. Gene is a proud United States veteran.
Now you did it. Are you completely insane? He's back. He, who must not be named. The man, the myth. The only guy in Ocala to eat his own weight in fried pickles. Twice. Now, you asked for it. Sorta. Live and in person. It's Tom Schmitz.
Good Wednesday morning. It's hump day or count day or winner day or loser day, depending on how you think the election came out last night here in Marion County, in the state of Florida, and nationally. I will tell you I'm a little aggravated with the Marion County voters. 622-9622, that's the number to call to give me your thoughts on how the elections went last night. If you're okay with not knowing the final outcome of the national elections still. But I was very, very disheartened with the way Marion County voted on a issue yesterday, and very disheartened with how the state of Florida voted on the issue yesterday. And it just shows you, in my opinion, how a lack of knowledge of certain business practices and certain businesses have cost business owners because the voters were not well informed. And I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. I was in the restaurant industry for a very long time. I worked starting my first job when I was 16 at Athens Pizza in Atlanta, Georgia, Chamblee, Georgia, actually, as a busboy, making $1.89 an hour minimum wage. But guess what? It was a minimum wage at $1.89 an hour because I wasn't going to be a busboy forever. It was an entry-level job. It was a minimum wage job. It wasn't supposed to be a career. Working the front counter at McDonald's is not supposed to be a career. It's supposed to be a job that you get minimal pay for while you're waiting to transition to another job. The fact that people have made it a career, and the fact that the federal government has set up the assistance programs to make it where if you make more than minimum wage, you would get denied some of the government assistance that people need, is why the minimum wage law that was done yesterday is going to cripple the restaurant and hospitality industry. And I'll tell you specifics why. First off, McDonald's, Burger King, all your fast food places, Subway, all those, yeah, they'll have a sandwich artist, but you won't have a reason to have anybody at the register anymore. When you go into these lunch rushes and you see, let's take a sandwich shop, for instance, and you see one person putting the meat on the bread and everything and getting the orders done. You see the second person doing all the condiments and everything, and you see the third person ringing people out, putting stuff in bags, giving it out to them. That's going to go down to one person. Or your sub sandwich is going to jump up by $4. And it's simply math, folks. It's all about percentages. Let's say you have a sit-down restaurant. You usually run about 30% labor costs. So 30% of all the money in that restaurant goes to pay for labor right now. That's right now. That pays for the cooks and the busboys and the dishwashers and the servers and the bartenders and the hostesses and the front of the house manager, the back of the house manager, the general manager. That 30% goes to pay for them. Then you got about a 33% food cost. And what's that? That's the cost of the actual buying the product that you then make into the food that you serve. That's about 33%. If you're doing a great job, if you're staying on top of it, it's about 33%. So you got 30% to labor, 33% to food costs. We're at 63%. Then if you have a beer and wine bar and liquor license, you got to think about another 20 to 22% in costs for that. What I mean by cost for that is the actual possession of it. So now you got 63 plus 22, now you're at 85%. So 85% of all money generated in a restaurant, a sit-down restaurant, goes to pay for labor, food, beer, wine, and alcohol. So that leaves 15% profit. Now, if you make $1 million, 15% profit's $150,000. After you pay all your bills, you will clear $150,000. Wait, not so fast, because you hadn't paid all your bills yet. All I told you was 85% covers food cost, beer, wine, and alcohol cost, and labor cost. What about leasing that building? What about the lights in that building, the maintenance of that building? That eats up another 4 to 5%. So now you're at 90%. So 90% of all money you make goes towards food cost, labor cost, alcohol, beer, and wine cost, and maintenance and rent and lights and everything that you need like that. So now you're at 90%. If you're with a franchise, you got to do better than that because the franchise rights are going to run you about 5 to 7%. So you cut labor, food, and stuff that you try to cut places. But if you don't have a franchise right, if you're just a mom and pop, now you got 10%. That's your profit margin. So now 10% of $1 million, if you're lucky enough to do $1 million of sales in a year, 10% is $100,000 profit. But wait, that's not right either. Because even if you're a mom and pop, you still have to market. You still have to make people aware of what you're doing. You still have to do marketing specials and all. That's going to take about 2 to 3% on the low end. So now your profit margin can be anywhere from 5% to 7%, okay? That's what the way it is right now. 5 to 7% profit margin, you're doing good. That's how the restaurant industry is set up. People go, well, I didn't know. Yeah, I know you didn't know that, but the profit margin on a restaurant, if it's run properly, is between 5 and 10%, but really 5 and 7% is all you're making a profit. So every dollar spent, the restaurant is actually making profit of about a nickel to 7 pennies. Now throw in minimum wage where you got to go, instead of a server now who's making, I think it's $5.50 an hour, now you have to bump them up to $10 by the end of next year. So you double your labor costs just in servers. So how do you combat that? Less servers, less customer service, more kiosks to take orders, more you order from your phone and it gets sent to the kitchen through a QR code. Or they staff the restaurant. Well, if they staff the restaurant with the way your minimum wage is, that's going to raise your labor cost 3 to 5%. So your labor cost, it was at 30, it's now at 35%. Now let's do the math. 35% plus 33%. Well, that's 68. Then you got 20% to 22% on alcohol and food costs, so that's 90%. Then you got marketing and everything that's 3 to 5. Now your profit margin all of a sudden is about 2%. The average mom and pop spend about 70 hours a week in their restaurant, running their restaurant, 70 to 80 hours a week. Double a work week, basically, is what the average mom and pop spends in their restaurant, in their place of business, about 70 to 80 hours. How many of you out there will work 70 to 80 hours for $20,000? Because that's your profit margin. I'll do it. Said nobody ever. But that's what you just voted in. You just told mom and pops, if you're going to stay open, you're going to make less than you as the owner are going to be at the poverty level in what your pay is. After you pay all your bills, your employees are going to make more money than you do. You know what's going to happen? Mom and pop are going to close and they're going to go to work at one of these big restaurants. Who's going to be able to survive? Because they'll just put the price up. They'll just price it up a little higher. Instead of a mom and pop where, say you go to one of these mom and pops that serve ramens, the ramen bowl that's popular now at a lot of restaurants you go to, or the rice bowl that you see for $9.99 or $10.99 at places. The only way mom and pops will survive is if that bowl goes up to $14.99 a bowl. Who in the hell is paying $14.99 or $15.99 for a bowl of ramen noodles when you can buy a dozen ramen noodle packets at one of your grocery stores for $2? The answer is no one. You're going to see conservative estimates, 25 to 35% of mom and pop small businesses, especially in the restaurant and hospitality industry, close. That's right. Close. People go, yeah, but okay, 25, 35%, that's fine. They're still 70 to 75. They're still 65 to 75% open. Yep. And their prices are going up because they have to stay open. But the average Florida elector, the average Florida voter didn't realize all that goes into and how little profit margin there is in a restaurant. That's the industry that's going to get destroyed by this. Now, your big operations, they'll be able to do it because they have such a vast network that they get lots better prices than the mom and pop, the small mom and pop one location operation. Your fast food restaurants that are huge, they'll be fine because they'll just go to kiosk and the counter person will go away and you'll stand there and a door will open and a burger will come sliding down a rail that was fed to you from the back somewhere. And if they get your order wrong, go back to the kiosk and complain. How's that going to work for you? Tell me I'm wrong. Convince me I'm wrong. 622-9622. And there's got to be a lot of you out there that can convince me I'm wrong because it passed in Marion County, by 58% and passed in Florida by 61%. It got the necessary 60% plus to become a constitution. By the way, that's not even to mention how it shouldn't even be a constitutional amendment. This should be something the legislature does. It makes zero sense to the hospitality industry why you would do this, why this would be voted on. And you know why it was voted this way? Lack of knowledge. People just didn't really do their research properly. Now, is this going to help the frontline worker that's working in a factory or something that's making $12.50 an hour and now they're going to make $15 an hour eventually? Yeah, because they're going to have to. But they're not going to make that right away. They're going to still make their $12.50 because their $12.50 still above the $10 and $11. And that's not even to talk about another problem that you have with the minimum wage, and I'll talk about that next after this short timeout. 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
What's better than a walk in the park on these cool fall mornings? Well, how about a walk in a 5.5-acre park that we know as Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala? They're on Southeast 38th Street. Come enjoy. You don't need to wear a mask. It's outdoors. It's smack full of abundant color. It's refreshing. It's educational. And it's fun. Great deals abound everywhere, like a selection of big number 7 size palm trees marked down from $139 to $89.99. Larger palms available at super low prices. You won't believe the selection of camellias, the colors, the prices, all famous heirloom camellias starting at super low prices. Come take a walk in the park. Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens on Southeast 38th Street, Ocala. Open daily till 4, Saturdays till 3, in the same blooming place since 1952.
Howdy, folks. RL here for Dairy Queen again to tell you about what's hot and what's not. Dairy Queen has some of the best char-grilled chicken breasts on earth, as well as their chicken breast salad. And the burgers are exceptional, cooked on a real grill for the best flavor and less fat. And for dessert, blizzards are unequaled. Personally, banana split is my all-time favorite. Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where we always treat you like kings and queens.
There's a staycation right here in town. It's Super 8 Motel Ocala, right down the road on 40, just west of I-75. And they're pet friendly. Have truck parking, free breakfast, a swimming pool, a kiddie pool, and veterans get 10% off. It's a staycation at Super 8 Ocala. Call today, Super 8 Ocala, at 352-629-8794. Again, 352-629-8794.
Started in 1975. It's Yendel's Building Materials. Whether you're making repairs, adding a room, or building a house, Yendel's constantly delivers excellent service and top quality materials and many of the tools and hardware you need to get the job done. At Yendel's, they take pride in supplying their customers with new and innovative products. Yendel's experience in truss design, manufacturing, and component materials is second to none. 834 North Magnolia Avenue in Ocala, 732-3000. Stop by to experience the difference.
The Ocala Golf Club, one of Ocala's premier golf courses, from its pristine 18-hole course layout to its amazing pro shop. Jason Linhart and the staff at Ocala Golf offer everything that you need for your golf outing. That's the Ocala Golf Club. Experience country club style golf at municipal prices. You won't go wrong with the Ocala Golf Club. Call them for a tee time today, 352-401-6917.
Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first Wednesday of each month at 9:30 to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
Brick City Creative Group is your one-stop multimedia destination. With the experience our team has, not many can really tell a story like we do. Specializing in live broadcasting, promo reels, film, and social media. No matter the story, we've got you covered with some of the best professionals in the industry. Your story is our mission. Find us on the web at brickcitycreativegroup.com or on Facebook at Brick City Creatives.
Now you did it. Are you completely insane? He's back. He, who must not be named, the man, the myth, the only guy in Ocala to eat his own weight in fried pickles. Twice. Now, you asked for it. Sorta. Live and in person. It's Tom Schmitz.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks with Tom Schmitz. Let's go out to the phone lines. Talk to a local restaurant owner, Tim Thomas. He was gracious to join us this morning. Tim, good morning to you. And let me tell you how I've set it up here. I've explained to people in the last few minutes that when you own a restaurant, you got food cost about 30%. About 33% on a good day. Labor cost about 30%. Alcohol, beer, and wine costs are about 20%. Marketing costs somewhere between 5 and 7%. That leaves you about a profit margin of 5 to 7%. But if your labor goes up to 35% because of minimum wage, the way this minimum wage law is, now your profit margin is at 2%. Would you have opened a restaurant? Would you have ever started a restaurant if you knew your profit margin was going to be somewhere around 2%?
No, absolutely not. I mean, it's just, we don't work for free. It's a tough business out there, and you're working long hours and you're running on slim margins, and that's on a good year. A
really good year.
This year, COVID year, is a completely different ballgame. So, over the next 5 years, we'll see what's going to happen with this. But it's not good for our industry, and it's not good for any industry. Not good for the lawn care guys that are out there. Not good for your suppliers that are supplying your food.
No, it's not good for any industry that works at under $15 an hour, but I knew the hospitality and restaurant industry would be hurt more by this minimum wage rule than any other. Now, your fast food places and your big conglomerates, they're going to be able to handle it because they have so many restaurants that they'll be able to defer the cost over such a large area that it won't cost. But a small you're owner and part owner of two different establishments. That's going to be hard for you to overcome when you only got two revenue streams to pay for everything.
No, yeah, absolutely. Sitting there laying in bed this morning looking at, how are we going to combat this wage increase? Yeah, everybody says, well, it's only $1 an hour more every year. But that $1 an hour, if you're taking an $8.50 wage, which we don't start our employees at $8.50, they all start about $9.50 or $10 an hour. But that $10 an hour guy is going to get $11 an hour next year. That means your $15 an hour guy is going to get at least $16. He's going to want more than the starting wage guy. So, it's frustrating. We're trying to figure out already this morning. I'm looking at it going, how am I going to combat this over the next 5 years, and what it's going to look like in the next 5 years?
Well,
and we're looking at, menu changes, smaller portions. We're trying not to increase the price of food, but that has to happen. in order for us to survive. Our rent goes up 3% a year.
Right. Someplace you got to make up that percentage.
Situation.
You got to make up that percentage somewhere. If it's in food cost, if you need food cost to stay or to decrease, you go with smaller portions. Or dare I say, there will be some restaurateurs, not you. I know what your quality expectations are, but dare I say, there will be some restaurateurs that will get lower quality food, lower quality ingredients to try to make up the difference.
Yeah, and we won't do that only because we do about 97% fresh on both restaurants that I own. So quality is important to us, but our portion sizes are huge right now. So we may have to start scaling back portion sizes. We're selling an 18-inch pizza, and that's all we sell is 18-inch. We're looking at maybe going to a 16-inch right now for the same price. Customers won't know it right off the bat. They won't feel it. I mean, it's still a lot of food. But those are just little ways that we're going to have to try to. It's going to be interesting. I'm telling you.
I remember the industry 20 years ago when we had when the servers started making $4.50 an hour instead of $2.13, and everything went up. One of the subtle changes was we went from a 12-ounce beer mug to a 10-ounce beer mug, but they looked the same size because of how they were designed and everything. And so for a while, the consumer didn't get it, and it was kind of like pulling the wool over their eyes. But that's what's put a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths about the service industry over the years. And so a lot of places, your two places, to be specific, have went with scratch kitchens, fresh stuff, full glasses, and that's going to be something you have to think about. How are we going to make up the difference without letting our customers suffer with less quality?
Yeah, and that's it's good. We're going to walk a fine line. We're trying to keep our staff employed, which McDonald's and Burger King's, they can automate. They can go to automation, which they're already doing now. Right. So you're going to have less jobs available for those high schooler kids or those entry-level positions that are dishwashers. There's going to be less jobs. I may have to cut back and just run one dishwasher on a Friday night instead of two. That'll save a little bit of labor, but that's one job I lost. I may have to run instead of 4 guys on the line. I may only have to run 3, and your ticket times are going to be, instead of 15 minutes, you may sit at the table for 30 minutes waiting for your food. And then you look at your tipped employees. Their tipped wages will go up incrementally according to the $1 an hour $1 an hour wage a year, the increase. So what am I going to do there? Those servers may have, instead of having a 4-table station, they may have 6-table station, and then your service is going to go down. So like I said, it's a fine line what we're going to walk, and every restaurant's going to walk. And we'll see what happens over the next 5 years. And luckily, it is incrementally going up. But there again, at the same time, we're still going to have to deal with it. 100%.
I didn't even think about tip servers and how you have to make up the difference between the minimum wage. So if they're only averaging $11 an hour, you got to make up that $4 an hour. So there's a lot to look into this, Tim. Hey, thanks for coming on the radio with us in such a short notice. I appreciate it.
Hey, no worries. Anytime.
Thanks. That's Tim Thomas, a local restaurateur here in Ocala. He's got 2 different places, one down on the square and one on the boulevard, and he knows the hardships he's facing and he's up against. We're up against the break here at the top of the hour. We'll be back. Ocala Talks. Tom Schmitz, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pride.
The 2020 presidential election is still undetermined at this hour. The voting is too close to call in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Nevada, North Carolina, and Georgia. Unofficially, it looks as if the Republicans will hold a majority of the Senate, while Democrats will still hold the House. Oregon passes legalizing magic mushrooms as a form of mental health measures. District of Columbia essentially dropped the hallucinogenic to the lowest level of police priorities. Voters in New Jersey, Arizona, and South Dakota passed measures to legalize recreational marijuana. Florida voted in a minimum wage of $15 an hour by 2026. Mississippi voters approved a new flag for the state featuring a magnolia flower with the statement, "In God We Trust." Thursday Night Football tomorrow has Green Bay traveling to San Francisco, 8:20 p.m. Eastern on Fox. USA Radio News.
Balance of Nature's fruits and vegetables in a capsule, changing the world one life at a time.
I've been taking vitamins off and on my whole adult life, and I've never seen any change. Not like this, not since I've been on Balance of Nature. I used to take prescription medication for muscle aches and stuff. I don't take that anymore. I wish I would have started it back when I first heard about it on the radio. And if I can give Balance of Nature any advice, keep it out on the radio, because I still hear these commercials from time to time, and I'm thinking, you people need to listen up. I mean, I'm over 50, and, your body starts wearing down. But Balance of Nature has literally changed my life. It really has.
Get a wide variety of all your daily recommended servings of whole fruits and vegetables without having to leave your home. Right now, Balance of Nature is offering free shipping and 35% off on any new preferred order. Call 1-800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code USA.
There is still no call in the presidential election at this hour. In other news, a Palestinian motorist fired a pistol at Israeli soldiers in the occupied West Bank on Wednesday.
Today in Ag News from the Southeast AgNet, the Sunbelt Ag Expo started hosting a new blog series back in September, and according to a story from Clint Thompson, the monthly online event continues.
This year's Sunbelt Ag Expo may have been canceled amid COVID-19 concerns, but the expo remains a vital source of information thanks to its monthly blog series. Since early September, Sunbelt has offered its blog series to keep farmers, homeowners, and agricultural industry leaders abreast about the latest news and information relevant to that time of year, says Executive Director Chip Blaylock.
Yeah, it helps keep people up to date, helps keep Sunbelt on their mind and, on their computer screen, their laptop, their phone. That'll consist of hay, backyard gardening, the harvest, livestock, the farmer of the year, educating the next generation, and wrapping it up this spring with Expo 2021. Check out our social media and our website. To see those latest blog posts.
October's topic focused on backyard gardening. In November, it'll focus on the harvest. According to SunbeltExpo.com, the expo features a 100-acre exhibit area adjoining a 600-acre working research farm. Research is conducted on popular commodities like cotton, peanuts, corn, grain sorghum, Bermuda grass forages, and even variety trials with sunflowers. For more information, see SoutheastAgNet.com. For Southeast AgNet, I'm Clint Thompson.
The Environmental Quality Incentives Program, or EQIP, is a continuous sign-up program allowing landowners or operators to apply for financial and technical assistance from many types of conservation practices. And USDA's Natural Resources Conservation Service in Florida has made it easy to get more details. Just log on to www.fl.nrcs.usda.gov. You'll find links to more detailed information on the overall EQIP program, or simply stop by your local NRCS office. Randall Wiseman, Southeast AgNet.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Today will be partly sunny and pleasant with a high of 77 to 81. Mainly clear tonight, low 67 to 72. Sun and some clouds Thursday, high 81 to 85. Then turning cloudy Friday with a thunderstorm in the afternoon and a high of 81 to 85. Looking to the weekend, showery weather Saturday afternoon through late Saturday night, high 78 to 80. Thunderstorms on Sunday. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
Just Shipped is expanding to its first retail location at the new Boulevard Market located on the corner of Bonnie Heath and 36th Avenue. Just Shipped will still offer the same all-inclusive services of packing and shipping your items. Don't want to get out of your car? You don't have to, because Just Shipped is offering curbside service. That's right, curbside service starting Saturday, November 7th. Go to justship.net for more information. Take the guesswork out of shipping with Just Shipped.
This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmitz, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host, Tom.
Welcome back on a Wednesday to Ocala Talks. I'm Tom Schmitz, coming to you live from the palatial studios of WOCA Radio, just outside the food court entrance at the Paddock Mall in the Brick City Beautiful, Ocala, Florida. During the break, we had just before the break, we had restaurateur Tim Thomas on talking about how it would affect restaurants, the minimum wage amendment that was passed last night by Floridians. And somebody texted me during the break and said, "But Tom, you're not in restaurants anymore. You're in radio. Except for going and paying more for food, how's it affect you?" Well, I'm in radio. How does radio make money? How does radio make money? Through marketing. What's the first thing, and this is what people don't know because they're not educated about the restaurant industry, the hospitality industry. The first place they cut costs, because they don't want to cut food costs, they don't want to let go workers. So the first place they cut to keep their profit margin is in marketing. Now, yeah, I know in this day and age of social media, we're already up against it in marketing and terrestrial radio. But that's the first place restaurants will cut is, well, we don't have the advertising dollars now. We don't have the marketing dollars. That directly affects what I do because radio stations are make their money through marketing dollars. I know as much as, my ego would like me to, radio stations nobody's coming up to the radio station and go, "Here's $20,000. Thanks for having Tom on the air." "Hey, Joe Martone, you did such a good job by getting Tom back on the air. Here's $30,000. That's not how it works. Believe me, that's not how it works. First off, anybody that would pay $20,000 to hear me talk on the radio, you need psychiatric help. Now, if you want to market your business and spend $20,000 for the year with the radio station, that makes perfect sense. But nobody in their right mind is just going to walk into the radio station and go, "Joe, Tom's doing such a good job. Here's $20,000. Keep up the good work." Not going to happen. There's a reason you hear advertisements for Penn Flooring and you hear advertisements for Super 8 and Yandles and Dairy Queen and Bob Wines and Appleton and Gene Powell Pasture Mowing and Beneficial Hearing and Brick City and Just Ship. There's a reason. Among all the other sponsors we have here. It's because they sponsor the radio program because they're marketing their business through the radio. If they have to cut costs somewhere to keep up with the minimum wage, the first place to cut costs is marketing. People just made an ill-informed decision, in my opinion. 622-9622. Convince me otherwise. There's got to be people out there that think I'm wrong because you voted the other way. There's got to be people that say, "Tom, you just don't get it. You don't understand. It's about quality of life for people. It's about making sure that they have a wage that they can live with." Somebody asked me, said the other day, it's about a living wage. I go, "No, it's not. It's about a minimum wage." Prime example. And this person had been in an auto accident, so I was able to get them to understand. I go, "What's the minimum that you can have in Florida? Liability, 10-20-10. Yeah, but is that enough to cover? Well, no, you need more insurance, but if that's all you can, exactly. It's not supposed to be it's not supposed to be a good insurance coverage. It's supposed to be the minimum coverage. The minimum was never designed to be something people could live on. It was designed to give you a stopgap till you could find a career. Hi, caller. Who's this?
Hello, Tom.
Hey, Sonny. How are you?
I personally feel that the minimum wage is nothing more than an increase in inflation. Now, I personally think if you give everybody the minimum wage, or raise it up, the person only making the minimum wage is still going to be in the same position as he was before they increased the minimum wage.
Wait, hold on. Hold on, let me understand.
Everybody in the United States, you have poor, you have rich, middle class, all the different economic levels.
So let me
give everybody $1 million, in the entire United States. Every citizen, $1 million. The guy that only has $1 million is still going to be crying poverty. And to me, this is what the minimum wage is doing, is just acting as another increase in inflation.
So let me get this right.
That's the way I see it.
Let me get this right. What you're saying then is that when you increase the minimum wage for everybody, you're going to also have to increase the wage of the maintenance man at the apartment complex that you live at or something like that. So in turn, your rent's going to go up. All your bill, everything's going to be higher because the cost has to be passed down to the consumer. So even though you get $15 an hour, everything else is going up as well to combat that $15 an hour. So even if you're making $15 an hour, you're still going to be below the poverty line. Now, how is that possible? There's no way. Ask the Democrats. That you're wrong. That can't be possible, but it is.
Well, I'm sorry, but like I said, you give everybody $1 million, the guy that only has $1 million is going to cry poverty.
100%.
Because that's the way it is, and it is going to change. The only thing is you devalue the dollar, you cheapen your GDP, and et cetera, all the way up to the top. And do we really want to live in a third world country?
You get it, sir. You get it, sir. I get it. 60% of Florida didn't get it. Thanks for the call. I just don't. I don't understand how people can't grasp that very ideal that he just talked about. It's going to, if you go across the board giving an increase of wage to $10, then to 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 by 2026, rent's going up, car payments are going up. Electricity's going up. Everything's going to go up because all these businesses are going to have to fluctuate and give their employees that aren't making $15 an hour that wage, and the people who are making $15 an hour, to keep morale going, they're going to have to get raises too. Believe me, business owners aren't going to eat all the costs. They're going to pass it down to the consumer. So the person making $15 an hour, is going to continue to be low on the poverty chain. Hey, we're going to take a quick time out and get our guest in here. They are here now. We'll talk to them next. 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Vacation right here in town. It's Super 8 Motel Ocala, right down the road on 40, just west of I-75. And they're pet friendly. Have truck parking, free breakfast, a swimming pool, a kiddie pool, and veterans get 10% off. It's a staycation at Super 8 Ocala. Call today, Super 8 Ocala, at 352-629-8794. Again, 352-629-8794. Started in 1975. It's Yendel's Building Materials. Whether you're making repairs, adding a room, or building a house, Yendel's constantly delivers excellent service and top quality materials and many of the tools and hardware you need to get the job done. At Yendel's, they take pride in supplying their customers with new and innovative products. Yendel's experience in truss design, manufacturing, and component materials is second to none. 834 North Magnolia Avenue in Ocala, 732-3000. Stop by to experience the difference.
Y'all came up.
The Ocala
I was
Golf
the guy
Club,
that
one of
was doing
Ocala's
all the,
premier golf courses, from its pristine 18-hole course layout to its amazing pro shop. Jason Linhart and the staff at Ocala Golf offer everything that you need for your golf outing. That's the Ocala Golf Club. Experience country club style golf at municipal prices. You won't go wrong with the Ocala Golf Club. Call them for a tee time today, 352-401-6917.
All right. You sit right there.
Now you did it. Are you completely insane? He's back. He, who must not be named. The man, the myth. The only guy in Ocala to eat his own weight in fried pickles. Twice. Now, you asked for it. Sorta. Live and in person. It's Tom Schmitz.